In this video, I want to talk about how to get clients for your social media marketing agency without paid ads. And this is great if you're just starting out, and even if you are a seasoned marketing agency owner, it can be great to have a good organic outreach method as well in combination to your paid advertising as well. And if you're new here, my name is Max. I run an SMA, a super niche marketing agency. And on this channel, we basically explore how to start, run, and grow a successful agency that generates great results for our clients, which is super important. But we also talk about how to achieve great results for us, the entrepreneur, and achieve financial time and location freedom. So without further ado, let's just dive into this video and talk about how to get clients without paid ads. And point number one is organic outreach. So if you are a complete beginner, maybe you've never heard the term organic outreach, but if you're a seasoned advertiser or have been in the game a little bit, you definitely know what organic outreach means. It's basically trying to generate eyeballs to your business, leads and booked appointments to your business without paying for ads. So for example, that could be reaching out to people on Facebook, joining different Facebook groups, sending friend requests, sending direct messages to them, or sending DMs on Instagram, or joining LinkedIn and using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, trying to identify your niche there, sending out requests, starting a conversation. You can do cold email, you can do cold calling, obviously. You can basically use whatever different platform you want, or direct mail. You can even send letters to people. That is basically seen as organic outreach. And organic outreach, it's very simple to do nowadays when you have social media, because it's free to use and pretty much everybody's on there. The problem with organic outreach is that a lot of people think that the actual technique is the secret. You know, you join some course and they tell you about a secret technique or a secret system on how you can send a ton of different emails, scrape a ton of emails, or send out automated friend requests on LinkedIn or on Facebook or whatever it might be, and they give you a ton of templates. And sure, that might work. And I've joined a ton of different courses myself and a ton of different methodologies and paid ads and paid courses myself, and used it and tested it. And sure, it can work. You can get some clients from it. But what I've learned over time is that the features or the actual technique that you use is not that important. Just let me give you a parable. You know, if you're stranded on an island and you're desperate for water, let's say, if water is the only thing that you really need, I wouldn't have to be fancy with my organic outreach, right? I could literally just walk up to you or like row a boat past the island essentially and just have like a megaphone just screaming to you, do you want water? ? And you would be crazy about that, right? So that would be my organic outreach method, just rowing a boat past the island, just screaming to you, asking you if you wanted drinkable water essentially. And that would work like crazy, right? So my point here is that the actual method that you use or the technique that you use for organic outreach, it's not that important. The important thing is what you say in your organic outreach or what your offer is. And when I row my boat past the island and you really want water, my offer is, do you want water? That's like the best offer I could possibly have in that situation. Let's say you're stranded on an island and you're a billionaire, you would most likely pay me hundreds of millions of dollars for a supply of really good water if you were about to die essentially, right? So again, when you do organic outreach, don't fall victim thinking that there's like a secret technique out there that's going to work better than anything else, but focus more so on the actual offer, your market, figure out their needs, their desires, their problems, create a really good offer, and then you do whatever type of organic outreach you do. Send a cold email, send some DMs on Instagram or whatever that might be, and that's a lot better way to go essentially. Point number two is basically once you've figured out your offer, you've started your organic outreach, and you've started some conversations with people as well, the next question becomes, okay, so I've reached out to people, they're somewhat interested, they want to learn more, like what do I do now? What's the next step? And you can do this in a few different ways, but what I like to use is just to set up a simple introduction call or have some type of feature online on your website, let's say, that they can book their own appointments online. And what I recommend that you do when you do organic outreach is basically to do a 2-call setup. So on the first call, you just call them up, super simple. You start to talk with them. Hey, this is Max from Facebook. Glad that you were interested in our offer. And you just keep it super chill. On that call, you basically ask them questions. So, you know, what type of business do you run? Or hopefully if you run a super niche marketing agency, you know what type of business they run, but you can ask them, okay, so tell me more about your business. What are you doing in terms of advertising right now? How are you getting clients right now? What's the main problem you're battling with right now? Yada, 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 right? You're just gathering information. And if you feel like it's a good fit, then you can present to them what the next step is. So normally what I do on these calls is that I set the agenda in the beginning of the call as well. So I tell them that, hey, I just wanted to call you super quick. And normally what I do on these super quick calls is that first of all, I would just like to figure out a little bit about your business first. And if it sounds like we're a good fit and we can work together, then we could just schedule another call like a little bit later this week, and I can do a presentation for you on that call essentially. It's a basic selling technique in all types of sales. It's basically gather information, then book another call, promise a presentation, and then you do the presentation on the second call. So the first call, you maybe stay on that call for like 15 minutes, and on the second call, you maybe do that for 45 minutes. But that's basically the process so far. Organic outreach to step number 2, which is to schedule a call. But tip number 3 is just to have a simple website as well. To set up a simple website if you're gonna get clients without paid ads. And what's really nice if you set up a website is that you can brand it. So you can either brand it as an agency, or you can, if you're beginning and you're starting out as like a consultant, you can just brand it as your name. That's what I did in the beginning. I just called myself maxpearson.com. I reached out to people as Max Pearson, and I started conversations with people, and people started to know me as the Facebook ads for roofers, and I did business under Max Pearson essentially. Or you can just brand it as a brand essentially. You can call it like home service, as we're calling it right now. But the nice thing about having a website is that you can place an online calendar on that website. You can build a simple funnel as well. I've talked about that in a couple of different videos. That's out of the scope for this video, but it's nice just to have that domain name. You can also do a branded email using like Google Workspace. So if you reach out to people over email, they can actually see your domain name in the actual email, which is nice, instead of having just a simple Gmail account that doesn't look that professional. But yeah, just having a simple website with some images, some more information about yourself. I can highly recommend to use like ClickFunnels to create your first website. You can have a sales funnel on there, and you can also place the scheduling feature on there as well. So if you're reaching out to somebody on Facebook, let's say you start a conversation, they're interested and they want to jump on a quick call with you, then you can just send them a link like, hey, do any of these times work for you? You have a link to your website. When they go to that page, you have like Calendly calendar there, and they can book their own appointments online. It just looks professional. You have a streamlined process. It feels more professional as well, but you have like a thought out process in place. And that takes me to point number 4, which is retargeting. So if you do have a website in place as well for your business, then you can do something called retargeting. So you can sign up with the Facebook Business Manager that basically handles the advertising for Facebook and Instagram. You can place simple pixel on your website, and you can start to track people that visit your website. And doing retargeting then is very powerful, because what you can do is to show ads to people that have been to your website already. So imagine I do an organic outreach to you, you're interested, you want to talk some more. I tell you, hey, yeah, let's set up a quick call. So do any of these times work for you? I send you a link to my calendar on my website, and on that website I also have my tracking pixel from Facebook and Instagram and the Google Display Network as well, let's say. And you book a call for 3 days into the future, and you let me know, hey Max, I booked a call, see you on Friday. I tell you, yeah, that's perfect, that's great. And then we stop the conversation on Facebook, and then you close the computer, you go to bed, you wake up the next morning, you get to work, and then you start to see my ads all over the place. When you log in Instagram, you see an ad from me there. When you log into Facebook, you see an ad from me there. If you log into your favorite news website or blog or whatever that might be, you start to see ads from me there as well. So I start to follow you around all over the web. And you can see the power in this, right? Because now I appear everywhere in your world essentially. So when we jump on that call on Friday, it's like, hey Max, I've seen you all over the place for the past couple of days. And that's the retargeting working. And that's heavily going to influence the call that you have that Friday, right? Because now you know that I have something that works. I've shown myself to you over and over again for 3 days. And if you don't have that for your business, that's something that you would like, right? So now you're already kind of like interested, because I've shown you what I do myself to you essentially. But that is basically it for this video. How to get clients without paid ads. These are really the best tips that I can give you, like the way you should think about it, right? Do organic outreach. Don't focus so much on the different techniques. Don't feel like you have to learn the latest and greatest tip or trick or hack on how to do organic outreach, but focus on selecting a niche, creating a really good offer, and then you can use whatever type of organic outreach channel that you want. Set up a simple scheduling tool like Calendly, create a simple website, invest in some retargeting, like $5 per day is more than enough. It's a great investment, and if you just get a client, you're gonna make such an ROI from it. It's not even funny. So invest in some retargeting as well. And yeah, that's exactly what I would do if I started out from scratch and I wanted to get that first client without paid ads. But yeah, then that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about these different types of things, how to start, run, and grow a social media marketing agency or an SNMA, a super niche marketing agency, make sure to subscribe to the channel and following along on the journey. We're a small channel right now, but I'm going to speak it into existence, right? We're going to be a huge channel in the future. I know it. So following along on the journey. It's gonna be fun for you, I promise. And also let me know in the comments what you wanna see next. You know, I see you watching this video as my market when it comes to YouTube. I wanna figure out what you wanna see. I wanna give you what you want, right? So let me know what you want. Write in the comments down below what you wanna see, what you want me to talk about next if you're interested in these topics when it comes to an online business and running social media marketing agency and so forth. So yeah, that's it. This has been Max. Glad to have you here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.